go back-to-back. Can we get a double scoop of the goop?
First round of heats are in the bag. They're done and dusted. Points have gone around. Plenty of other news on the horizon. I keep smiling, Chris.
Well, she's going to start Saturday night. She'll tackle the Fleur de Lille, but I just wanted to mention her just off the back of that trial here last Friday afternoon. She was stunning, basically starting off the third line. The time was 150.4, so that's quicker than Amore Vita, the ill-fated Amore Vita, who went 50-5 winning the Golden Girl. So she's at the peak of her powers. This is going to be a good challenge, though, on Saturday night. A couple of speedy mares drawn to her inside, including Chinchilla. Poor old Steno can't get a draw. She's got to overcome another second-line draw, but she was remarkable here last Friday, and Luke McCarthy was absolutely thrilled with I Keep Smiling.
Her stablemate went around in a race, was successful, Coastal Babe.
Yeah, just a slight change of plans, avoiding this week's race, the Fleur de Lille, but she is definitely going to tackle next week's feature, the Group 1 Golden Girl. She's the Group 1 Victoria Oaks winner last season. He was happy enough with the performance, but just felt the quick backup in a hard mile race just might dull her for next week's feature, so they were prepared to give her that extra week off.
Speaking of the Inter-Dominion series, we brought up there Black Sedanti was an unfortunate scratching from the first round.
Yeah, just spoke to owner John Poles. He said just a little sore in one of his legs, so they didn't want to chance their arm with Black Sedanti because he's been such a wonderful horse for everyone involved for such a long period of time. So they're just going to reevaluate him in time to come, and then they'll find their targets. But I dare say summer carnival features, and they're all hoping that Leap to Fame heads to New Zealand. That might make life a little bit easier, so he'll aim up at some of those other features, including the Sunshine Sprint and the Blacks Are Fake.
Another scratching from Saturday night on race morning. Mosdale Terry update there.
Yeah, just really unfortunate, really, because he stood on a shoe, pulled a shoe, and they're just still waiting to carry out some more tests. So I think they're going to carry out those tests on Wednesday just to see how much damage was done. But they're thrilled with the way he's going. He was terrific in the Redcliffe Cup. So they were really disappointed with that news there last week that they had to pull him out because he had barrier 1 in that heat, and they were hopeful that he'd be able to gain some really good points. But unfortunately, it's a little setback. Nothing too serious, they're hoping, but they'll certainly know more by tomorrow.
Update here on a filly, Tilly Jane.
Tilly Jane's a pretty handy type, this one, and she's now going to be a Queenslander. She's set to join the stables of Maddie Elkins. You go through her form record, it's pretty good. They were considering bringing her up for the Queensland Oaks, so the 3-year-old filly. They elected to keep her down south, but she's now here in Queensland, and it's a good pickup for the Maddie Elkins stable.
Absolutely. You might have another young filly or colt joining the stable shortly too.
September.
Jensville.
Jensville is a track record holder at Gawler. There's a few horses coming from South Australia that are doing good things here. Of course, Paddy Krogan's got a couple, including Miss Idaho. That's the latest one, and she's unbeaten so far. So Jensville comes up from South Australia, joins a stable here, track record holder at Gawler. Don't be shocked if Jensville does a nice job here in the Sunshine State.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that one. The Sun and the Moon, we reported she was potentially US, stateside bound. Fell through.
Yeah, well, I did state that she was bound for the US. Not going to happen, but she has been retired and she's going to move back to home, which is Victoria, and she's going to go to stud there at Alabar. So things just didn't play out. So there was talk and there was some tests carried out, but she's now been officially retired, so she won't be starting next week in the Group 1 Golden Girl. She'll go home to Victoria at Alabar.
Raka Sandy, we saw him pretty impressive first up. Update on him?
Yeah, this is a pretty exciting horse. Craig White Oak races him. He's by Always Be Mickey, which is the same sire as Craig's top horse in the Janitor, and he's happy to sort of follow a similar path to what he did with the Janitor as a 3-year-old. So if he keeps improving, he was a first up winner, Sat Park, they went good time. If he keeps improving, don't be shocked if he goes down for a tilt at the Victoria Derby, just as a bit of a same sort of path as what the Janitor went through. They think that did good things for him with his maturity, so they might just follow a similar path with Raka Sandy if he keeps improving at this rate.
Yeah, well, it was certainly impressive first up. Now, you're not you when you're hungry. An update on Snickers Express?
Yeah, well, here's another horse that could be headed our way. Those Q-bred features aren't all that far away. Like, we're still right in the middle of the ID25 Carnival. The Q-bred features come up in about a month's time. Connections are starting to look at this. This is a 3-year-old trotter by Changeover that's in good form, so don't be surprised if he lobs back in Queensland for a shot at that $50,000 feature.
Changeover trotter, that'll be interesting. Iconic Image.
Another Victorian trotter that's headed back to Queensland that's going to have a shot at the 2-year-old Q-bred trotting feature. Again, that's a $50,000 raise. Goes to a good stable as well, joining the stables of Sean and Michelle Grimsey. They got that trotting heat winner last week with Golden Sunset. This is a beautifully bred young trotter, still a maiden, but they're keen to target the Q-bred feature next month.
It's certainly building strongly there. Jason Finnis.
Don't be shocked if he moves to Queensland. He's had good success down there in South Australia, Mount Gambier area, looking at a lot of properties up here in Queensland. I think they might be close to a deal, so Jason and his wife Elise could become Queenslanders.
Of course, they're got a good relationship with the Elkins stable. Jason's grandparents had a lot of success with the Elkins. A few birthday shout-outs to mention here.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple of big parties here on Saturday night. Sharon Mitchell, who's part of the committee here at Albion Park, celebrating a big milestone birthday. Rachel Scott, who races a stack of horses with her partner Trevor Lambourne, also putting on a big party here on Saturday night as well.
He didn't have the magic touch, the barrier draw, barrier 7 with Lucas, so hopefully he can get a better present for Rachel. Marathon.
There was a stack of harness racing participants involved in that Gold Coast Marathon across the weekend. We all know Kate Gath loves a marathon. What about Brittany Crocker, the wife of Jared Crocker? She did Saturday and Sunday. I think 60 plus Ks across 2 days, completed both. So shout out to Brittany for those efforts, and Captain's Knock ran a ripper here on Saturday night. So they'll be in full force this weekend. He's got to overcome gate number 7. Who else was down there? Sean Grimsey, he tried on Saturday, attempted the 10K, didn't get anywhere near the finish. He showed more dash getting to the presentation area on Saturday night after Golden Sunset won that trotters heat. His daughter Georgia did complete the 10K marathon and did it in pretty sharp time. So there was a number of harness racing participants in that Gold Coast Marathon. I was hoping to get there, but unfortunately I just had some radio commitments, so I just couldn't get there in time.
Very good, very good. Speaking of Jared Croker, was he on track on Tuesday at Albion Park?
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me.
Little birdie told me maybe.
Yeah, well, Brittany's probably still recovering, so he's here just probably, doing nothing. So he probably tags along to the races while she's recovering from that huge effort on the weekend.
Oh, I guess so. And
we'll just keep following this story I mentioned last week. There could be a change coming up for a young trainer driver here, so we'll just watch this space.
Okay, I think that's...
Goop looking to go back to back. Can we get a double scoop of the Goop?